Both directions of I-25 are now back open to traffic, but the investigation into the deadly crash that stopped the highway is ongoing. Thanks for joining us this Monday. I'm Sam Shocker. The wreck happened at Highway 66 in Weld County. Emergency crews were called out just before 6 this morning to the southbound lanes near Mead. Colorado State Patrol says a pickup truck and a work van collided, sending the pickup rolling. That driver was killed, but the driver of the work van was not hurt. So far, they do not know how the wreck happened or who was at fault. Investigators are looking into what caused an explosion and a fire at a hotel in Centennial yesterday. Nearly 100 people had to evacuate, but rooms were reopened a few hours later. South Metro Fire says only one unit was affected, but the entire hotel had to be cleared to help ventilate the smoke there. One person was taken to the hospital for evaluation, and 2 Arapahoe County Sheriff's deputies had to be treated for minor smoke inhalation, but no major injuries were reported. The Colorado Avalanche Center has reported the first avalanche death of the season. A snowmobiler was killed in Eagle County near the border with Summit County. David Pickett Heaps was reported missing Saturday night from the Boss Basin near Copper Mountain. Authorities say his body was found the next day. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center says the slide was about 2 feet deep. And rescue crews responded to a second avalanche yesterday in the backcountry near Mount Quandary, which is south of Breckenridge. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center says 3 skiers were leaving the North London Mill Hut when the group noticed some cracking. They spread out, but then the avalanche broke above the group, catching 2 of them. One became partially buried at the hip, but both were able to get out and no one was injured. Well, switching gears here, we're back to beautiful weather. Look at that gorgeous over Ball Arena and our beautiful downtown Denver, blue skies. And we have a long weather pattern, I believe, of dryness and warmth. So let's check in now with our senior meteorologist, Chris Bianchi. Hey, we got some moisture over the weekend. We got a lot more snow than we thought, at least at our house.
Yeah, we got a fair bit of snow on Friday and hope you enjoyed it because we are not seeing that again anytime soon here, Sam. Temperatures going to be mostly in the 60s and 70s over the next couple of days. We're already nearly 70 degrees, and it is just after noon on this Monday, March the 9th. And of course, this is kind of a prime time of year for big snowstorms in the Denver area. We don't have anything like that in the offing over the next few days. 60s, 70s, Eastern Plains, 40s, 50s in the high country. You might remember that 3 days ago at this time, it was snowing heavily in Denver, and now we are well into the 60s and again, nearly 70 degrees, 40s, 50s. Bluebird skiing up in the high country. Temperatures will spike to near the 72-degree mark for us in Denver today. Daily record is 77, not too far away from that. And those temperatures will do their nightly dip starting around 5, 6 o'clock. And today we top out at 72. Winds a little gusty at times, especially in the foothills and in the mountains. But those winds will actually pick up later this week, and that will increase our fire danger for Thursday and Friday in particular. I'm going to tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. A soldier based at Fort Carson in Colorado has been identified as the 7th U.S. service member to be killed in the Iran conflict. 26-year-old Sergeant Benjamin Pennington was assigned to the 1st Space Battalion, but was from Glendale, Kentucky. The war in the Middle East is now in its 2nd week, and as strikes and devastation continue, Iran has appointed a new supreme leader. NBC's Richard Engel has the latest.
As fires continue to rage in Tehran after Israeli jets destroyed an oil depot, blanketing the city of 10 million in smoke, fumes, and noxious gases. Iran made a critical decision, appointing a new supreme leader, 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei. He's the son of the Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel killed on the first day of the war. His choice is an act of defiance and a show of resistance to President Trump, who'd specifically called him unacceptable. Mojtaba's rise may prolong the war. Israel has threatened to assassinate Iran's supreme leader, and Arab officials tell NBC News Mojtaba specifically now has an X on his back, marked like his father for assassination. Regime supporters in Iran celebrated Mojtaba's ascension, apparently to burnish his credentials. Moments after Mojtaba was announced as successor late Sunday, Iran unleashed a heavy barrage of missile and drone attacks. Many strikes directed at oil facilities across the region. Both sides now are attacking oil. Arab officials tell NBC News Iran's strategy is to drive up oil prices to create pressure for a ceasefire. The U.S. and Israel started this war with preemptive attacks in the midst of peace negotiations with Iran. Iran's foreign minister left open the door for a settlement to end the war on Meet the Press.
Well, they have to explain why they started this aggression before we come to the point to even consider a ceasefire. Of course, nobody wants to continue this war.
Especially no one in Lebanon, which has become a war within the Iran war, with Israel and Hezbollah fighting intensely. Hundreds are dead so far, and hundreds of thousands of Lebanese have been displaced.
The war is in fact taking a toll on the price of oil. Colorado's average price is 53 cents higher than last Monday alone. That's because the cost of oil surged past $100 a barrel yesterday. NBC News says it was the first time since July of 2022. The federal government explains that for every $1 change in the price of oil, there's roughly a 2.4 cent change per gallon of gas. Those prices are rising partly because Iran attacked several ships going through the Strait of Hormuz, which is a key route that carries about 1/5 of the world's oil. Iran also threatened anyone that tries to pass through. Even though it's an international route, it is effectively closed. But Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has suggested the administration consider using the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve to ease prices. Well, the family of a teenager shot and killed in Aurora 2 weeks ago is asking for help to solve the crime. 15-year-old Xavier Dominguez died on Lima Street near Alameda in Havana. Family and friends came out to the spot where he was killed last night, calling for answers. Aurora police say it appears that Xavier and his killer knew each other, and they got in an argument before shots were fired. A family friend says an eyewitness told them Xavier was not the aggressor, saying he was pushed to the ground and tried to get up before he was shot.
I knew my son. My son was a good person. He was a good kid. He did not deserve to be taken away from us this way.
If you or anyone you know can help this investigation, call Crime Stoppers at 720-913-7867. You can also call the Aurora Police Department directly.